Coming up in this edition of Rock11 Now Weekly, Rockville's vacant council seat is still up for grabs. We'll tell you about the next step in the selection process. Plus, find out where you can hear about America's era of legal segregation from those who lived in it. And Rockville Goes Purple, as addiction recovery advocate Chris Herren shares his story with Rockville. More news more often, right now. This is Rock11 Now Weekly, so let's get into it. Interviews for the vacant council seat took place on March 2nd and 5th, and after 2 rounds, the mayor and council decided a 3rd round of interviews is necessary to declare a winner. The field started with 21 candidates that were then narrowed down to 5 candidates for the 2nd round. Each candidate submitted a narrative of their relevant experience and background, along with a statement of their priorities, their vision for the city, and a financial disclosure statement. All candidate submissions, with the exception of the financial disclosure, can be viewed on the city's website. Head to rockvillemd.gov/council vacancy. You can watch the 3rd round of interviews live on Rockville 11 on Wednesday, March 20th at 7 p.m. As part of the Rockville Goes Purple campaign, the city welcomed Chris Herren, a former NBA player and recovery advocate, to a captivated house at the F. Scott Fitzgerald Theater Thursday evening. Herren's presentation, Prevention Starts With All, the Chris Herren Story, detailed the former Boston Celtics player's inspirational journey from addiction to recovery and his mission to make a difference.
I started doing this 8 years ago, and I quickly realized the need and the necessity for just getting the message out there, talking about not only addiction, but recovery as well. I think as long as we continue to talk about it and destigmatize it, I think treatment and the opportunity to get well will be presented in front of people. Addiction isn't a death sentence, and the sky's the limit if people want to put the work in to get sober.
The city's efforts against opioid abuse will continue with a panel discussion of experts on the topic and free training on how to respond to an opioid overdose at 9:30 a.m. Saturday, March 30th in room 301 of the Science West building at Montgomery College. Admission is free, but you must register. Visit rockvillemd.gov/registration and register for course number 9455. Strategies to strengthen the vitality of Rockville Town Center will be up for discussion by the Mayor and Council at their Monday, March 25th meeting. In November, at a special meeting of the Mayor and Council, city staff presented 11 potential approaches to address opportunities and challenges for the mixed-use activity center in the heart of Rockville. This followed the Mayor and Council Town Hall meeting in October, where hundreds of Rockville residents and many businesses discussed how to make Rockville Town Center an even better downtown. More information on the presentation will be available nearer to the March 25th meeting date at rockvillemd.gov/agenda center. Still to come on Rock11 Now Weekly, we'll introduce you to an organization that seeks to heal wounds from the past. It's on the way right after this.
March is Women's History Month. Rockville 11 and the Mayor and Council want to shine a spotlight on some of the women whose leadership and dedication make the city the best place to live in the state. Rockville 11 is celebrating Women's History Month with a Facebook Live series. Look for it all month long on the City of Rockville's Facebook page.
The Montgomery County Coming to the Table Group's March Gathering presents Voices of Segregation, Thursday, March 14th at the Rockville Memorial Library from 7 to 9 p.m. in room 331. It's a free evening to hear from African American men about their experiences during America's period of legal segregation. Get a personal touch to events that are usually limited to textbooks.
We could sit here and tell some really sad stories. We can make you cry. we can bring tears to your eyes. But some of that stuff was really funny when you were young because you didn't quite understand it.
a panel of 5 local men will share their stories about this trying time in history from the very different regions that they grew up in.
What we're hoping people really have happen is open their hearts when they hear them from the men who experienced them themselves.
Coming to the Table holds regular gatherings every second Thursday of the month at this location. Parking is free when validated by the library at garages A and B on Maryland Avenue, and the Metro is only 3 blocks away. Their meetings offer a welcoming space for people to gather and make connections.
Coming to the Table engages a circle process model that encourages racial reconciliation through peaceful dialogue, deep listening, and being heard.
For more information about the group and the event, contact Venetia Bailey or Kathy Roberts by email. From City Hall to Capitol Hill, the Richard Montgomery Jaguar Scholars spent a day participating in a roundtable discussion with local leaders. The group then headed to Capitol Hill, where they shared a special meeting with Representative and Civil Rights icon John Lewis.
Meeting Rosa Parks, meeting Dr. King changed my life. Had a wonderful teacher. On one occasion she said to me, "Read, my child, read." And I tried to read everything.
That's going to do it for this edition of Rock11 Now Weekly. Remember, you can check out the latest happenings on our online newsletter at rockvillereports.com. And join in on the conversation and check out our post by signing up for Nextdoor at nextdoor.com. And keep up with Rockville 11 by subscribing to our City of Rockville YouTube channel. And you can follow us on Twitter at Rockville 11, on Instagram at city_of_Rockville, and like us on Facebook. For the entire Rockville 11 team, I'm Craig Buchanan. Until next week, Rockville.